Mentoring. Coaches, I give you've got to study mentoring. You've got to become a better mentor, because you've got to mentor more of your players than ever before in order to inspire and motivate them. And there's a great book by John Wooden on mentoring that I listed for you, A Game Plan for Life by John Wooden on mentoring. And there's one other book by a guy who actually was a football coach in Minnesota one time. Albert Lea, Minnesota. Albert Lea College. His name is Frosty Western, and it's a final reminder of general things for making you a better coach. And Frosty Western wrote a little book that he calls The Big Time is Where You Are. The big time is where you are. Where are we? We're in Bemidji, Minnesota. If you're coaching here or teaching here, this is the big time. This is the big time. Never forget, wherever you are, whatever your school is in, don't think this isn't the best place for you. God has put you here for a reason. The big time is this team. The big time is you, right where you are in the school you're in, with the family you have. And we have to remind yourself of that. You know, a lot of kids today and a lot of our players today and a lot of our coaches today think, oh boy, you know what I thought when I started coaching? I started at a little school in Iowa, little bitty school where I learned some great lessons of coaching. Girls basketball is more important than guys basketball. I was the boys basketball coach. So I go to my first game and I'm all fired up. And there they play the girls game first, then the boys game. I thought it was a preliminary game. Get the girls game out of the way. I was the assistant girls coach. I go in that gym and it is packed. You couldn't get one other person in that gym. There was no way you'd get another person in there without the fire department coming. So I said, wow, we had a girl that scored 52 points that first night. Wow, this is great. Now we can get the real main event on. So I go down and give my guys a big pep talk before the game. We fire out on the floor. That was the greatest coaching lesson I've ever had. What happened? Everybody gone home. About half the people left, and they saw what they came to see. It was a great lesson for me as a young coach, because it took my ego out of it. It isn't about us. One of the hardest things, I asked John Wooden this once, what's the hardest thing for you in your coaching career? Greatest coach of all time, he said, keeping humility, keeping humble. That was a hard thing. That was a hard thing for any of us. I thought I was the greatest young coach in the history of basketball. Well, I wasn't. It's about the players. It isn't about us, and not what we teach, not what we coach, it's what they learn. It's about them. And you have to keep that in mind. So Frosty Western reminds us of that with the book. The big time is where you are. The big time is where you are. What's the most desired color for, here's a little story in there in the book. What's the most desired color for a car? Is red. It's the raciest color alive. We all want to have a red car. I had my red convertible one time. Everybody wants a red car. What's the most solid color? Blue. Bulldog blue. I'm from Gonzaga. Bulldog blue. He said, Bulldog blue is the way life is. It's the way you teach and coach. It's where you are. You know, it doesn't make any difference. You don't have to get the raciest thing. What you have to do is get the best thing. Get the best thing. Be the best person you can be. Don't try to be the raciest person you can be. Okay? Big time is where you are. All right, so